So today we will continue with the operations of rational expressions. Today specifically we will see division. Division it's almost the same as multiplication because remember when dividing fractions, remember rational expressions are fractions. When dividing fractions we can use cross multiplication. Do you remember that when we have a little a divided by b, c and d, the answer is going to be AD, that it's this one, divided by BC, that it's a cross multiplication, or we can change or flip the second expression or the one that it's after the division sign. If we have A divided by B divided by C divided by D, that will be, if we flip it, we can change it to A B D C, that it's exactly the same. So if we flipped our rational expression that it's after the division sign, it will become a multiplication and it will be the topic that we saw on the last video. So let's see. Let's do the first exercise. Remember always to simplify to the minimum and order the specific answers. So let's see here. I will flip the second term in order to become a multiplication. And it's going to be, we flip out this one, so it will become a multiplication, 3x and 6y, on the bottom 10a squared b5c. So remember, after doing it, we will have only one. We can decompose the numbers. 25 it's 5 squared, the 3 it's already the most simple one, 9 it's 3 squared, 10 it's 5 that multiplies 2. What about the letters? It's going to be a squared, b, c to the 5, n to the 6, x and y. And on the bottom it's going to be a squared, b to the 5, c, m, n to the 7, y. So remember, after that we can simplify it. Maybe we can do it by mind because it's the first example. I will do it step by step, but I know that we can do it by mind. So let's see. 5 squared with this 5, this 3 with this squared. So it's going to be 5 divided 3 times 2, it's 6. This 3 multiplied by this 2, it's 6. And it's going to be A, 2 minus 2. B, it's going to be 1 minus 5. C, it's going to be 5 minus 1. M, it's going to be 0 minus 1. N, it's going to be 6 minus 0. No, I'm sorry, minus 7. We have an N on the bottom. X, it's going to be to the 1 minus 0. And Y, it's going to be 1 minus 1. So what will happen? It's going to be 5 over 6. This one will disappear. And this one will disappear. So it's going to be B to the minus 4. C to the 4, M to the minus 1, N to the minus 1, and X to the 1. So it's going to be, remember, we cannot have negative powers in our answer. So it's going to be 5 C to the 4 X, and on the bottom it's going to be 6 B to the 4 M N, and that will be our final answer. So remember, we can do from this to here, we can do it by mind, but remember that specifically what we are doing it is that the powers of the letters that are common are subtracting them, and those that are negative ones will go to the denominator part. But maybe we can do it in one simple step by doing it by mind. So it's not very difficult. It's the same as multiplication. The only thing is that we need to flip those fractions or those rational expressions that are after the division sign. Let's see another example. So in this second exercise, we have negative powers. So remember, we can order it not to have negative powers at the beginning. So we can put it like a 6 m cubed n squared divided by 21 a squared. I'm sorry, a squared, and a is going to be a cubed, b to the 5. All of it divided by minus 8 3m cubed and 4a, and finally also divided by a squared divided by 7b to the 5. Remember, those that are after the division sign, we can change them in order to become a multiplication if we flip it. So we will flip both of them, and it's going to be 6m cubed n squared divided by 21 a cubed b to the 5. That multiplies a negative 3m cubed and 4a divided by 8. That multiplies, if we flip the second one, 7b to the 5 divided by a squared. So here we can put all of them in a single rational expression. It's positive multiplied by negative multiplied by positive. It's going to be negative, so our answer is going to be negative. Let's decompose the numbers. The numbers, it's going to be 6, it's 3 times 2. The 3, it's also a 3. And the 7, well, it's a 7 because it's a prime number. What about the letters? It's going to be, well, in alphabetical order. A, b to the 5. Then it's going to be m3 and m3. It's going to be m to the 6. N squared and n to the 4. It's going to be n to the 6. And on the bottom, it's going to be 21, that it's 3 times 7. And 8, that it's 2 to the 3rd. What about the letters? It's going to be a to the 5, b to the 5. So what will happen next? We can simplify 3 and 3, 7 and 7. So it's going to be here 2 squared, 2 cubic, 2 squared. Here it's going to be 2 squared, that it's going to be 4. So it's going to be minus 3 over 4. Let's see what about the letters. B to the 5, b to the 5 disappears. A, it's bigger on the denominator, so 5 minus 1 is going to be 4. M, it's only on numerator, and it's only on numerator, so this one will be an actual final answer for this exercise. So remember, for doing this kind of exercises, the only thing we need to do is we need to flip those expressions that are after a division sign to become a multiplication, and that will be the only extra step from changing a division exercise into a multiplication exercise. Let's do some exercise with polynomials instead of monomials. So let's see, if we have polynomials, it's going to be exactly the same. We can flip those that are after the division sign, so we can flip the second one in this case, and it's going to be 16x squared plus 38x minus 5. On the bottom, it's going to be 1 minus 512 x cubed. That multiplies, and it's going to be 64x squared plus 8x plus 1. So here, the other one is going to be 25 minus x to the 4. So now what we need to do is we need to factorize every of our expressions. So the first one, it's an ax squared plus bx plus c trinomial. So we need to two numbers. When we multiply 16 times 5, going to be minus 80. So it's going to be 16x squared plus x minus 5. So two numbers that when multiplied it's 80. When added 38, 40, and 2. So from the first one, we can take out an 8x, and it's going to be 2x plus 5. From the second group of terms, I can take out a minus 1, and it's going to be 2x plus 5. So our first expression will be 2x plus 5 that multiplies 8x minus 1. The one that it's on the bottom, it's a difference of cubes. So it's going to be 1 minus 8x that multiplies, and it's going to be, remember, if the ones we have a positive and a negative, all of them will be positive. Is the first one squared, the multiplication of the two of them, that is going to be 8x, and the square of the second one, that is going to be 64x squared, that multiplies 64x squared plus 8x plus 1. This one, of course, won't be possible to factorize because it's impossible. Two numbers that when they get added, it's 8, and when multiplied, 64. And on the bottom, it's going to be 5 minus x squared that multiplies 5 plus x squared. Here I will make a little change in the exercise because I copied incorrectly. This one should be, I don't know why I put this one. It should be minus 4x squared, not x to the 4. 4x squared. So here it's going to be 5 plus 2x that multiplies 5 minus 2x. So what happens here? So we can eliminate what is common. This 2x plus 5, 5 plus 2x. This complete expression, this trinomial with this trinomial. So let's see. We have this one that it's almost the same as this one. So what do we need to do? We have 8x minus 1 divided by 1 minus 8x that multiplies 5 minus 2x. So what happens here? If I take out the minus on the bottom, it will be 8x minus 1, 8x minus 1 that will eliminate, and 5 minus 2x. So our answer is going to be minus 1 in the numerator. On the denominator is going to be 5 minus 2x. And this is going to be the actual answer. So remember, when doing it with polynomials, the only thing we need to do is to factorize it. And after factorizing them, we will need to simplify it to the minimum. So let's see one last example. So let's see this exercise. Remember, those that are after a division sign, we can flip it in order to convert it to a multiplication. So let's see, the first one stays the same. Squared plus 12x plus 1. All of it divided by 36 x squared minus 1. We will flip the second one, and it's going to be 2x minus x squared. And the other one, I will put it in order, minus 6x squared plus 11x plus 2. The other one, we will flip it also because it's after a division sign, and it's going to be 6x minus 1. And on the bottom, x cubed minus 5x. So after that, we will start factoring. So the first one, it's a perfect square trinomial. So it's going to be 6x plus 1, all of it squared. Then on the bottom part, it's going to be 6x plus 1 that multiplies 6x minus 1 because it's a difference of squares. Then here it's going to be 2 that multiplies, I'm sorry, it's not 2. I will take out the x as a common factor, and it's going to be 2 minus x. On the bottom part, it's an ax squared plus bx plus c trinomial, so I need to factorize it. Minus 6x squared plus 11x plus 2. So we need two numbers that when multiplied, it's minus 12x squared. When added 11, so let's see, minus 6x squared, then it's going to be plus x plus to become a negative minus x plus 2. So two numbers that when they get added, it's 11 when multiplied 12, 12 and 1. So we can take out a minus 6x here, and it's going to be x plus 2 minus, and it's going to be x. Here it should be minus 2, I'm sorry. Here it should be minus 2. Minus multiplied by minus, it's plus. So here it's going to be minus multiplied by minus. So it's going to be, here it's a minus 1. So it's going to be x minus 2 that multiplies minus 6x minus 1. So we can put it like this, x minus 2 minus 6x minus 1. And in the other one, it's going to be 6x minus 1. And on the bottom, it's going to be x that multiplies x squared minus 5. So what happens here? We can start eliminating those that are exactly the same. So this x with this x, this 6x minus 1 with this 6x minus 1. What will happen next? We have a 6x plus 1 with the squared. But if we check out this one and this one, it's almost the same. This one and this one that is remaining is almost the same. So what happens here? This specific one, we can put it also as 2 minus x that multiplies 6x plus 1. Why? Because I take out a minus sign here. I take out a minus sign here. Minus multiplied by minus, it's plus, and it's that one. So it's going to be 6x plus 1 that multiplies 2 minus x. And on the bottom, it's going to be 2 minus x, 6x plus 1, x squared minus 5. So this one with this one, this one with this one. So the actual answer for this exercise is going to be only 1 on numerator, and on the denominator x squared minus 5. And that will be the final answer. So remember, it's only doing factoring cases and simplification purposes in order to obtain the most simplified answer. And for the division, we only flip it to convert it into a multiplication. So that's all for rational expression division. We will see each other on the next video.